talk about at the Moldy table.
Crudely painted, not so funny plywood cutout folk art. Crudely painted, not so funny plywood cutout folk art. Hi, I'm Kevin the Mevin here on the Moldy table with Sam from No Time for Nonsense. We just got into some YouTube drama and are currently in possession of $0 of crudely painted, not so funny plywood cutout folk art.
I told you not to quote Family Guy for the intro. You didn't listen to me. You did not listen to me.
Sam, we have so much crudely painted, not so funny plywood cutout folk art because of our recent YouTube drama.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I'm Sam from No Time for Nonsense. And I'm here with Kevin and Mevin, who quoted Family Guy for the intro.
The people needed to hear it. Okay. So how's it going, Sam? How have you been recently?
You know, it's been going good. I've been visiting colleges and whatnot. You know, fun stuff.
Colleges are pretty important to go to.
Yeah.
Except if you want to upload videos like you never do, maybe you shouldn't go to college. Write in the comments. Sam should not go to college if you want Sam to upload.
I might not upload videos at some point in my life because I'll advance too much for YouTube and become a famous actor.
That's what you're saying now, but then you're gonna not go to college, and then we'll see who's not uploading videos.
I'll be like No Bullshit and make a career in politics, and then go to the University of Florida to major in theater, just like him.
Yeah, he's trying to take after someone important. Anyways, that was a good intro, by the way.
Yeah.
So we have lots of things to talk about today. First topic, I have a message to a certain YouTuber whose name is LtCobra. LtCobra, we did an interview with you for one of my videos a while ago, and you never sent it. You sent like half of it.
Yeah.
Please send it now.
Yeah, so I recorded that. I was on the Discord call because I did all the interviews, and he was
for my upcoming video.
Yeah, for your upcoming video. We interview a lot of people for your upcoming. I interviewed a lot of people for your upcoming video.
Calm down.
And one of them was LtCobra, and so I asked each person like 5 questions, and then for him, after I got to like the third one, he just kind of left to the Discord call, and I'm like, you didn't answer the last 2 questions, and he's like, sorry, I have to go to bed. I'm like, okay, can you send me those other 2 questions? And he's like, yeah, I'll send them to you tomorrow, and then he didn't.
I went on one of his Minecraft streams, and he like acknowledged that I was there, but then never sent the audio.
Yeah.
And I would like to have that because I like the flow of having, there be a question and then everyone answers, but then it's kind of weird when there's just like no LtCobra answers for the last 2.
There are lots of people in your upcoming video that I interviewed that have a lot more subs than him, and even those prestigious people with a lot of subs managed to answer all 5 questions, but all powerful LtCobra.
Wait, did he not answer them, or like did you ask them?
Yeah, no, he just didn't answer them. He just left the Discord call before
so there's
I
like
asked the other 2.
Oh, so there's no audio.
Yeah, there's no audio. I sent him the last 2 questions and was like, hey, can you record answers to these? Because you just kind of didn't answer them.
Oh, I thought...
Like, yeah, but then he just didn't.
Oh, I thought he like recorded them, but then only sent like 3 of them somehow.
No, but he knew that there were more questions because he finished answering the 3rd one, and I said, okay, so my next question is, and then he just left the call and said going to bed now, and I'm like, all right, mate.
Okay, I misunderstood that. In that case, LtCobra, answer the last 2 questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And record yourself answering them, and then send them to us.
Okay.
He's never gonna do it, just so you know.
Yeah, you're
gonna have to.
I'm not expecting him to do it. Anyway, so our next topic is regarding me, Kevin the Mevin, the best host of this podcast.
One
Recently,
of the best hosts of this podcast.
yeah, yeah. The other best host is Turkey Tom. He's my favorite host of this podcast. But anyway, so recently I went on a little trippy trip to Yellowstone with my family the Mevin, and I contrary to popular belief, I was not attacked by a bison or an elk or a bear, even though, because that seems to be happening a lot recently. And I just want to say something to all the viewers out there. Yellowstone is a very dangerous place. However, if you are not a complete idiot, you're safe there. Okay? Like, I cannot tell you how many dumb people are at Yellowstone. Like, you see these articles like woman charged by elk, and it's because, like, she was just too close to that elk, and the elk, like, was scared of her or something, just, like, attacked her. Like, I don't blame the elk. Sometimes you gotta defend your territory.
Yeah.
But, like, there's just countless amount, like, you see people who are, like, trying to, like, put their hands in, like, geysers, and people who, like, stand right on, like, thermal features. I mean, to be fair, I think I'm, like, 1 IQ point higher than the people who just, like, stick their hands in geysers. Because, to be fair, like, it's tempting.
Yeah,
I don't blame them. But they're a nice color.
Yeah.
But, they're also hot and acidic, and that's what's preventing me from...
Isn't it worth it at the end of the day, though, to touch a pretty thing that looks kind of wet?
Yeah. but like, even there's, like, a thing when you go to one of the more famous, like, thermal features, Morning Glory, there's, like, a thing on the little trail map that says that, like, it changed to a greeny color because there's been so many people who just throw crap into the pool, and I'm just like, come on, I'm trying to enjoy a park here, and then people are throwing crap in my geysers. I can't have that.
Yeah.
But also, like, you hear these... I hate how there's all these articles about, like, crazy things happening in Yellowstone, and it's always because, like, someone just, like, was dumb. And, like, my personal favorite is I saw this article about a baby bison being put down by the rangers, and I was like, oh my god, that's terrible. And I even heard people talking about how, like, the rangers put down a baby bison and how that's so bad. I looked more into what happened to that, and it turns out there was a woman who saw that baby bison, put it in her car, brought it to the rangers, and said that they thought that it looked cold. And then the rangers tried to, like, introduce it back to its family, and its mother rejected it, so they had to put it down. And I'm just like, what? Who just, like, puts a baby bison in their car? And I'm just like, I guess that's what you get. And also, another thing is, when I was there, this is a story I saw. So the general rule with wildlife is you're supposed to stay 25 yards away from, like, generally not aggressive animals such as bison, elk, pronghorns. I don't know if they have pronghorns in Yellowstone, but animals like that. And you're supposed to stay 100 yards away from, like, very aggressive animals such as bears or wolves.
Yeah.
And I saw, except if you're in your car and you're, like, driving, there's a bear on the side of the road. Obviously, like, you're probably not going to get attacked by that bear. And there was a bear that was kind of close to the road that people were, like, stopping to look at. It was, I'd say, probably 40 yards away. Okay, already you're a bit too close. But, people were in their car, it's fine. I saw a group of people with children who looked to be about 11 or 12. And they were walking towards that bear. Okay? And now, a bear can run, like, 35 miles per hour. And it looked like a young bear, too. So I was like, there's a mother bear close by, so you guys better walk. And I think someone in my party was just like, hey, you're too close. And they were like, we're not that close. And they kept walking towards it. I'm just like, what is wrong with you? And
were they okay?
I don't know. I drove away. I didn't. There's a bear. I saw the bear and I left. Okay, on a more brighter note, I think I've decided that a bison is my favorite animal because bison, they just don't care. Like, if there's a bison walking on a trail, like, you gotta move out of the way for it. It's like a bison has a restraining order on all of humanity. It's amazing. And yeah, that's my little Yellowstone rant.
That was a good rant. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into some of the juicy topics.
But before we get into like the meat of the juicy topics, I have something really important to tell our audience.
What?
Okay, so there was an episode of this podcast a while ago, called Two Nerds Hate Theater, where we talked about how we don't like theater, and I gave my list of like the 7 or so shows that I like, and I've seen like a lot of theater, and I'm like, these are the only shows that I've seen that are like good. All right, I found another show that's good.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, it took me like a year, and like a lot of other shows. Found a lot of shows that are bad along the way. There's this show on Broadway now called The Prom. It's so bad. It's like really bad. There's like the song. There's a song called "Give It Some Zazz." And it's like it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
I feel like seeing a bad Broadway show hurts so much because the tickets are so expensive, and it's like you're just like, I wasted $100 on a piece of crap.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'll never get that $100 back. It's not like a movie where you can return it.
Yeah.
It's like an experience that just sucked.
Yeah. I mean, like, I saw it with like a bunch of friends, so like it was fun either way.
Okay.
But
yeah,
the show was very bad. But it was fine because we were just kind of all in agreement. Like, yeah, this wasn't a good show. But the show that I found that is good, this is a good show. It's an old show called Cabaret. Right? It's a famous show, an old show. And
Shia LaBeouf got arrested there once.
What?
There's like some story. I think Shia LaBeouf like went to see that and he got arrested because he was like drunk or something. Yeah.
Well, that sounds
you
like
can look
Shia.
it up.
Good old Shia. But yeah, Cabaret, it's a really good show. So
nice.
Now, I don't remember how many other shows were on my original list. Now, Cabaret can be added to the list of shows that I can confidently say are good start to finish.
I don't remember what was on my list. Or
I don't think that you had a list. We just kind of commented on mine.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm just so relevant that I don't need a list.
Yeah.
And you're so irrelevant that you need a list.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sam from No Time for Nonsense, what's the juicy topics we're talking about today?
So there's this, okay, so I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's this community on YouTube called BreadTube, right?
Yum.
So BreadTube is a great community because they're like a group of people that are like really far to the left, and they make great intellectual videos about being to the left, right?
Yum.
Now here's the thing. Like, there are lots of labels and everything. There's like intellectual darknet, BreadTube, LeftTube, and all these labels are kind of annoying, right? Look.
Yeah.
There's this YouTuber ContraPoints, right? There's this other YouTuber PhilosophyTube, right? I really like both of these YouTubers, and some people consider them BreadTubers. Some of them can.
It's a terrible name.
It sounds like communist YouTubers.
Wait, but where does it come from?
It comes from. It does actually root from like communism, like bread and like bread and.
Oh, okay.
Like bread for the people, the people will prosper. But that's not what the slogan is, but whatever.
No Bullshit knows what that is, by the way.
What communism is? He probably doesn't.
He definitely does. It's a group of people who want to be very commune. I don't know.
It's a group of people that all live in a community. So they're communists. That's what No Bullshit thinks communism is. But yeah, so like, screw your labels. I'm just gonna like whatever YouTubers I want to like, and I like ContraPoints, and I like PhilosophyTube, and then I also like Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Chris Ray Gun, and Shoe One Head, because I like to hear points of view from lots of different people with different viewpoints. All right, that's me.
Yeah.
Now Quinton Reviews, right? Right.
Oh boy.
Right. You know who Quinton Reviews is?
I think I've heard his name before.
He is trying so hard to be a quote-unquote BreadTuber. Now, you may or may not know, if you're an avid listener of this podcast, I have a bit of a history with this man, in the sense that I made a very respectful video saying, hey, you made some tweets about Ben Shapiro and they were dumb, and I'm going to tell you why. But I did it in like a much more respectful way. So
Yeah.
then he did what any sensible man would do, which is block me on Twitter, and then unblock me on Twitter, but then block me on Twitter again.
He's not blocked me, and I made a video that was not as nice.
Yeah, your
Mine
video was far meaner than mine, but I'm still the one that he blocked. But so yeah, he's like, I'm gonna be a BreadTuber now. I'm gonna talk about how much I love the BreadTube, and the thing is, right? He's made one video that's kind of about politics, and all it is it's him praising another political YouTuber. That is his one BreadTube video. And then his video after that is a video about Garfield. So good job saving politics by talking about Garfield, Quinton.
Wait, so am I a BreadTuber now? Because I've made like 2 videos about politics.
No, because BreadTube...
And they're probably more left-leaning, I guess. Like, by that logic, like, in his eyes, am I a BreadTuber?
I guess so. You know what? No one's a BreadTuber, because it's a dumb phrase that means nothing. Just make YouTube videos. Make them, and you don't belong to a group. You're just a guy making videos, and I'm not gonna choose, hey, I love BreadTube. I'm gonna pick a couple. I'm gonna watch YouTube videos, and if I like them, then I like the videos. Stop lumping everyone into categories. Segregation, and I will not stand for it.
I mean, that's actually an interesting thing to talk about, because, like, you know, you're just, like, talking about how we lump people into categories, but even, like, commentary, when you think about it, is, like, lumped into a category.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even we're lumped into a category,
yeah,
you know?
That's why I don't want to associate with the term commentary. I've never once called myself a commentary channel, because... even, like, what ContraPoints does is commentary, right? She's a commentary channel. She's doing commentary. But it's just political commentary. They're all different types of commentary. We're all not just commentary YouTubers. I
mean, when you really get down to the... When you get down to the main points, like, almost everybody's a commentary YouTuber, because almost everybody's on YouTube is making a statement about something.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not in any group. I am just no time for nonsense. That is what I am.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to think about because, you know, technically you are in a lot of groups and, you know, people are going to associate you. Like, for example, I guess this podcast is a group that we're in of two lonely losers. People. But, like...
We're not losers. We're kind of in a group, I guess, in the sense that we're, like, 2 people that are... in a podcast, but
yeah, but that is still like a group that, I mean, it's just as much of a group as the commentary community, albeit much, much, much smaller. Because you kind of get grouped together with people who, with people who make similar content to you. Like if you look at people like you know, Scrubby, Cyrus, Fainted Benji, they're kind of like locked together in the eyes of YouTube just because they make similar content and are friends with each other. Does that mean they're the same person? No. But I feel like in the eyes of the viewer, they kind of like even have the same worldview, if you know what I mean.
It's like if 2 people are associated with each other, there's like this sentiment that they have to agree with each other on everything.
Which is stupid. Like, I don't agree with everything Sam says. I think Sam's kind of dumb, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I kind of fucking hate this guy in my podcast.
Yeah. Sam.
That's why I talk to him so much, because I hate him.
Sam made a video that was like 40 minutes long about how CNN and Fox News are bad, but he doesn't know how important it is to know that Trump is afraid of stairs.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the important things.
That's true. If someone tweets out, if someone tweets out something, let's say PewDiePie tweets out, I don't like universal basic income, and
Okay. As he does from time to time.
and then, Markiplier is friends with PewDiePie, and then Jacksepticeye is friends with Markiplier. So then Jacksepticeye tweets out, I really like universal basic income. And then people
Okay.
are like, wait, hang on, that can't happen. Because PewDiePie's friends with Markiplier, so then they must agree on everything. And then Markiplier is friends with Jacksepticeye, and they must agree on everything. So then by default, then PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye must also agree on everything. So because these people are all associated with each other, they can't have disagreements through this long stream of people.
That also kind of goes the other way, because if you going back to someone like Quinton Reviews, like Quinton Reviews will say things on occasion, sometimes not even on occasion, like kind of regularly, that I'll agree with.
Yeah, same.
Maybe I'll not agree with the way that he says it, and it's like I almost like want to tweet out, hey, Quinton Reviews, good job on saying something I agree with or something. But then, is everybody just going to be like, hang on, you made a video about how Quinton Reviews is dumb. You can't agree with him. But it's like, yes, I can agree with him. But I feel like almost agreeing with Quinton Reviews is like taking his side on everything. People don't understand that, everyone's different.
I mean,
In the words of the wise scholar Kevin the Mevin, your opinion is like your fingerprints in the sense that it is completely unique to you. Do you know how many videos I've said that in?
No.
3.
But,
I say it in the one I'm gonna post soon too. I don't want to take it out because I mean it's a good.
It is a good
line.
quote. It is a good line. Put it in every single video you make.
I mean, it's basically the point of every single one of my videos. So like,
yeah,
I'm fine with it being. I'm surprised not in more than 3.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I probably agree with Quinton on things. It's just like, I mean, that's another topic. The way he talks about his opinions is so annoying.
Yeah, like back ages ago when he made that Trump rant in the middle of his Logan Paul, the Thin Name review, I agreed with him on kind of a lot of what he said.
Yeah, me too.
But
I don't like Trump. Trump's bad.
Yeah, but the fact that it was in his Logan Paul movie review, and the way he presented it was just kind of horrible. And that made me be like, I hate Quinton Reviews. He says only dumb things. But then when I actually took a step back and looked at what he was actually saying, I realized, this actually makes sense, and this is an opinion I kind of have.
Now you see, here's the problem that I had with that Trump rant. Well, there's the obvious that it was in a video where it wasn't really related to the topic. But that's actually that's a huge issue, but people don't really explain why it's such a huge issue, right? If you take a look at what Quinton said, he said, I feckin' hate Trump. He said, alright, so that's point 1. The intro paragraph is, I feckin' hate Trump, right? Then point number 1 is, he embarrasses me every day, he makes us all look like backwards idiots, and frankly, the fact that we voted for him means that we probably all are backwards idiots. I'm not reading this, by the way. I've just kind of memorized it.
I was gonna say.
Then he says, he's ruining people's lives. And then he said something else, right? I agree with all of that. I agree with all of that.
I don't agree with the fact that we voted for him makes us backwards idiots, because number 1, I didn't vote for him. Number 2, he didn't even win the popular vote, so technically we didn't vote for him.
I do agree that he does make us all look like backwards idiots, and he is ruining people's lives, right?
I guess he makes us in the eyes of other countries look like backwards idiots, because
but then
it's just tweeting about LeBron James.
If you're a listener to this podcast and you are a Trump supporter, or you're not a Trump supporter and you just disagree with those sentiments, that's fine. But the problem is, and this is the big problem with the Trump rant not being related to the video in the slightest, is that people that like Trump or simply just disagree with him, they have no reason to take any of Quinton's opinions into consideration because he doesn't elaborate on them at all. If that was a video,
oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, if that was a video about Trump, and he said, point number 1, he embarrasses me every day, and then went through a list. This is how he embarrasses me. This is proof of how he's embarrassing to the country. This is proof as to how he's an embarrassing president. Point number 2, he makes us all look like backwards idiots. Like if he went through all that proof, it would have been fine.
Yeah, he could have actually, with that 40-second clip, he probably could have begun a video with that clip. And then if he just elaborated on it and made, like, you know, his average 20-minute video explaining each of his points, I bet he wouldn't be in the situation he is now. Because honestly, I think if Quinton just explained himself more and better, I think he actually wouldn't be as hated as he is, because I don't think his opinions are that far off. I think he just... Because he also expresses them so much through Twitter, and, you know, he should learn from President Trump that you can't do that because there's only so many characters you can put in a tweet, and, you know, chances are you're not just, like, writing tweet after tweet about certain things that will eventually turn into an essay. Yeah. So, really, he's just kind of... He's taking, like, short snippets of what he would, of his greater opinion, and they're just kind of weird. They're almost out of context.
Yeah, and that's a very, very good thing to note, because what he should have done is, I was watching a video by Lemon about Jimmy Kimmel, and he was criticizing Jimmy Kimmel for saying something stupid about Trump, and then right in the middle of it, he just says, and I don't even like Trump, I disagree with his politics, but that said, and then keeps going. I don't think he got any backlash from saying that. And if he did, it was definitely the minority. If Quinton just said, look, if this is a movie about Trump, I think that they're doing a really bad job with making it, and I don't even like Trump, I disagree with pretty much all of his politics, but that said, this is a bad movie. I don't think it would have gotten that much... Yeah. I don't think it would have gotten any backlash for that.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary thing to think about, that, you know, you could be put in... I mean, Quinton's kind of been shuffled to the wastebasket of history in terms of YouTube because he just expressed his opinion wrong. It's kind of scary to think about that your career on YouTube is so fragile, especially with all this cancel culture nonsense.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another podcast, maybe even a video, actually, if either of us ever made videos.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get to...
That's a good segue into what I want to talk about next about Quinton, because there's a lot to get into. So Quinton, one of his new videos that's not about Garfield, the one where he's like, you know, I want to enter the BreadTuber community, so in order to do that, I'm going to make a video about ContraPoints. He says one of the things that makes ContraPoints so great is that she's a fantastic filmmaker, right? And that makes, even if you disagree with her points, the people watching, the reason that a lot of them change their opinions is because they go, you know, there's been so much effort put into this, and it's obviously a great production. And he's absolutely correct. This is something that I tried to explain to No Bullshit. It's that, like obviously, yes, there's the way that ContraPoints presents opinions, which oftentimes is very well thought out and has a lot of explanation behind it, but a lot of it is that she's a great filmmaker and just knows how lighting works, and that's
another interesting thing to think about, because ContraPoints, I've seen some ContraPoints content, but I haven't seen nearly enough to truly know what she produces, but from what I've seen, her videos are just so well made that it almost excuses some of her opinions that might not be too popular. So she's kind of like the opposite of Quinton, where she's taken these opinions that aren't popular and been able to shield herself from not necessarily criticism, but from hate, from backlash. And she's able to stay kind of liked because she knows what she's doing, and she knows how to make videos.
I disagree with a lot of what she says, but she you know, she made
But
a
you
video.
watch her.
I do. I watch her.
Yeah.
She makes great videos, and she makes a lot of good points, and it's not necessarily... Sometimes I'll hear one of her points and go, you know what, that might make me want to change the way about him. That might make me want to change an opinion that I have. It's not always that. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's just, you know, I never thought of it that way. That's an interesting way to think of it. And what... You know, this is what I tried to explain to No Bullshit, which he didn't get in the part of this stream that was cut out because he deleted it. Where I said, in your videos, you just have this icon, like this channel icon of some guy wearing jeans with a bull head. It's not really, it doesn't look really great. It's just kind of a JPEG or PNG image. I don't remember which one. And the way that you present opinions isn't very good. And then Quinton Reviews points this out about ContraPoints, says the way that she explains herself is great, and she is a great filmmaker, and he's absolutely correct. So why don't you do that, Quinton? Because your videos are terrible. I'm sorry, but like your video about like Quinton tweeted, he said, I know my video about ContraPoints is bad, I'm sorry. It's like, it's good that he's reflecting on himself and that he knows it's bad. But like, why don't you listen to what you're saying? Because your video doesn't have good audio quality, and in that same video you talk about Ben Shapiro again.
Does he actually?
Yes, and his
Oh
way
my God.
of combating what Ben Shapiro says is by saying, lol, you're wrong, and calling him Lego Man to say that he looks like a Lego man. Like, dude,
Oh my
do
God.
you not understand your own hypocrisy? Like, it's great that you know why ContraPoints is so well liked, but why don't you try taking some notes from her?
Ellis Mark actually put it perfectly. I think it was on the No Bullshit debate stream where he said that he thinks that either back then, you know, it was this Quinton stuff was just coming out, and he was like, Quinton's either gonna remove all politics and just kind of keep doing what he was doing, or he's gonna double down and put as much politics as possible into his videos and just kind of flop around. And I think that's so true. Like, he just tries to shove politics into everything to the point where what he's saying is almost irrelevant. Like, Quinton could say anything at this point and someone would disagree with him just because of, you know, even something as little as a typo, because he's just so disliked at this point. But, you know, even back whenever he made the original Ben Shapiro tweets, if he had just gone, hey, I don't think Ben Shapiro is good, and here's why. I mean, he would not be where he is today. He'd be in a much better place.
Yeah, and even if he just handled that situation better, because I mean, with the Quinton Reviews debacle, there were definitely some people saying your opinion is wrong, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like in my video about
I think
him,
I even said that.
Yeah, I mean, well, in my video, in both of our videos, we explained why we disagree. We provided counter arguments, but then I think a lot of my video was explaining not only about why I disagree, but why you presented the opinions in the way that got everyone so angry, right? Like, kind of like what we said earlier, going back to the Trump rant. If that rant was expanded into a 30-minute video and was made by ContraPoints, and it was those exact same points, but made expanded, ContraPoints would get, like, no hate from it. Like, yes, obviously there are going to be...
ContraPoints would get praised from it, even if people didn't agree. I think...
And obviously there are going to be people like No Bullshit that are like, I don't like you because you're liberal and transgender, and it's like, dude, fuck off. But,
yeah,
like, because he's transphobic. But, the way... Again, the way that she gets people from all different sides of the political spectrum to like her shit is because she does it well. And Quinton does it, but he doesn't realize that. I don't think.
Yeah. It's hard to tell because he's because he obviously knows that he knows what's happening. I mean, when you look at any big YouTuber, I think this is something that's not mentioned enough. YouTubers always know what they're doing. Like you can't play the I didn't know card and actually get away with it. Like most of the time when you're getting flack for something, you know what you did. And I think Quinton does know what he did, but I think he doesn't realize I think he doesn't quite realize that he's like he should practice what he preaches and that he doesn't practice what he preaches.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like
He's a crazy individual.
Yeah. But don't take this as us like wanting the worst for Quinton, right? It's like because I don't think that that's what it is. Like I make fun of him on Twitter a lot because it's so fun to make fun of him, and it's really funny.
I mean,
all right,
we make fun of each other on Twitter, so
yeah. Let me make fun of Quinton. It's funny. I like doing it. It's really funny, and I'm so happy with the jokes that I make about him because they're really funny. And
yeah.
Okay. But that said, the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I really do think that Quinton is like a good person at heart, and it's frustrating to see this person. And I used to like his content. I mean, now that I've gotten older, I think his old content's kind of boring, but I used to like respect him, and I still think he's probably a good person at heart, but it's just that he doesn't get it. Like, he doesn't get that the people that have a problem with him are more than just, like, right-wing edgelords. Like, there's a reason. Like, even if the people that have a problem with it don't realize it, there's a reason why he's so vastly disliked in the political community on YouTube. It's because of the way that he presents himself. And if he doesn't want to present himself a different way, that's fine. Then he just shouldn't be doing politics anymore, and he should go back to reviewing Phineas and Ferb and Garfield, because that's clearly what he wants to do anyway, because his most recent video is about Garfield. So just go back to doing that.
Yeah. I think he's too far in at this point, though.
He's not, though. He's made one video.
I think people know him for his political opinions.
I know, but
now.
it's never too late to like say something. Like, he could definitely pull himself out of this hole.
Oh yeah, he definitely could. I mean, Keemstar and Logan Paul both pulled themselves out of the hole they got themselves into back in their respective times. So Quinton could be liked in 2 years' time. And I think he will eventually.
Yeah,
I think he'll eventually find his way.
Unblock me on Twitter first, all right? And that'll be the first step. Is to not disengaging in dialogue with people purely because we disagree with you.
I hope he gets better eventually.
Me too. Because he's clearly not a bad person.
Oh yeah.
At all.
I hate the no bullshit thought that me saying that he wasn't a bad person was me backpedaling, because I never did. I just disagreed with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quinton, you're a lot better than no bullshit. Just so you know.
Yeah.
We just have massive problems with you. Unblock me on Twitter.
Okay. All right, so end of the episode. Time to talk about Kevin the Mevin at a restaurant.
Yes, the old tradition.
Going back to Yellowstone. So Yellowstone food is terrible. Every menu is the same, and it's all bad. It's all like beef burger. You can get a beef burger, a bison burger, a lean burger, a bean burger, every kind of burger, and some salad. And there's of course like Huckleberry themed stuff. Fun fact, I got some Huckleberry Twizzlers, and they don't even have Huckleberry flavoring in them. And they just kind of taste like apple juice. But that's a story for another time. Anyway, I was at this restaurant that was like, I was driving from one end of the park to another. We stopped, me and my family, the Mevin, stopped at this restaurant. And basically, we ordered a bunch of stuff. Most people ordered it was like grilled chicken with some kind of sauce, and what they got was cooked chicken with no sauce, and then we sent it back, and then eventually we just sent all of our food back because it was so garbage, much like this story. And then eventually the waitress rolled her eyes at us, and then we gave her a 10% tip because she was really bad. That's a good story.
That is a good story.
I feel like I think my last two restaurant stories were good, so I feel like that one it was hard to I remember you said that they were good. I
Yeah.
don't remember what they were though. What were they?
I don't know.
Oh, it was the one about me paying with the 10-year-old gift card. I think.
Oh, right. Yeah, that one was good.
That was a good one. But I don't know. This trend is we have to stick to it.
Yes.
But like it's really bad. Okay, bye. I'm
Bye.
gonna stop recording.